right now is I like to use a waist trainer. I'm a big believer in waist trainer, help keep your waist tight. Not only that, but it helps you keep you upright when you're doing the Stairmaster to have a waist trainer on. So this is nothing fancy. I got this on Amazon. I think it was like 19 bucks. I wouldn't spend too much money if you guys are in the market for one of these because they do tend to get a little bit, I guess a little bit junky from all the sweat and just doing cardio every day. And so every month or so you want to get a new one. And they're relatively cheap, so you just toss it, get a new one once this one starts to get a little sweaty. Secret to my hair. Everyone's asking me what hair products I use. I just use water and sweat. And that's it. I'm like, yeah, we should make a hair product. Because he's 50 and he still has good hair. So I'm like, dude, are you interested? I think he thinks I'm joking, but I'm totally like for real. So today we have on the menu Stairmaster 25 minutes. This is what I do 4 times per week when I'm 13 weeks out. Now, when it comes to cardio, I get this question all the time. When is the best time of day to do cardio? Is it pre-workout? Is it post-workout? Is it on an empty stomach? Is it before bed? And the simple answer to that question is the best time for you to do your cardio is when it's best for you. Now, what that means is cardio is very mindless, it's very repetitive, and it gets boring quick. So you gotta keep things fun and do it at the best part of your schedule where you'll be able to stay consistent and enjoy what you're doing. For me, particularly, I like to do it post-workout or first thing in the morning like we're doing today. What we're doing today is we're gonna warm up slowly and gradually. I like to start on a level 2, go up to 3, 4, and when my knees are feeling real good, I go to 5 and 6 towards the end. My second most asked question is, what is the best type of cardio? Now, when we're talking about equipment, the best kind of cardio is gonna be the one that's the most fun for you. Once again, like I said, cardio can get old. So if you like hiking, that's a good form of cardio. If you like jumping rope, if you like boxing, or if you're more like me and you like the traditional cardio machines, my favorites are the spin bike and the Stairmaster. One of the most popular things to do nowadays is to do cardio on a fasted stomach, which means an empty stomach. Me particularly, I don't do that. I have a hard time keeping my muscle mass, my size. So I always eat a meal in the morning before I do my cardio. Now I've done preps where I would do my cardio on an empty stomach, and sure, I got extremely shredded, but it took away a little bit of my fullness and muscle mass. So that's what we're trying to avoid right now. One cool story from this past weekend was there was a seminar over here at the gym, Bad Francis Powerhouse. Jay Cutler was there, Mark Anthony, Sean Clarita, a bunch of great guys in the industry. Too many to name, but it was pretty cool because when I was doing a seminar, I realized my whole speech was about me coming back to the New York Pro. I won the New York Pro 10 years ago. So in 3 months, it's gonna be the New York Pro again. That'll be the 10-year anniversary from when I first won. And my goal is to do it again 10 years later. I always tell myself, my whole thing in this sport is longevity. I want to be doing this at the highest level, just like guys like Dexter Jackson, Mike O'Hearn. I don't want to be ripped at 30. I want to be ripped at 30, 40, 50, 60. and then we'll shut it down at 60 because that's too much. Now, one crazy feat that I think about, and I think that's why the New York Pro means so much to me, is to win the show again 10 years later. It means I had 0 injuries, I missed 0 training sessions, and I've only improved during that time. It's very rare that you see people improve 10 years after the fact. Let's not mention that I was training 10 years for the first New York Pro. So 20 years later, you're still consistent, you're still learning, you're injury-free, and you actually improved. So no matter what you do in life, if you look at things in that perspective, if you're improving from year to year, that's where the real trophy, that's the real accomplishment, is to continue doing what you love for a long time. I'm gonna show you my little cardio motivation. It's my son doing cardio at home. Can you believe that? He's got some skills, man. I think he's using a lot of his upper body right now, but we're building that lower body strength. You know, it's funny how things change also. Like 10 years ago, I wasn't in a serious relationship. I didn't have a son, I didn't have a family, I didn't have businesses. So it allowed me to become very selfish. And I don't mean like selfish like an evil person, but selfish in the fact that the only thing that matters is your nutrition, sleeping, and training. And it was a big adjustment now, so I had to learn how to become unselfish and still push myself to the limit every single day, where I don't focus entirely on me. Instead, I have, you know, mouths to feed. I have a wife, I have a son, I have employees, and a lot of people, they depend on me, and it actually helps me. At first, I looked at it as a handicap, where, man, I can't focus 100% on myself, but I learned to use that energy to use it in a positive way, to actually enhance my prep instead of take away from it. I think that's what it's about. Like, you're getting older, you go through different chapters, different phases of your life. You can't stay in the same chapter forever. You can't be doing the same shit, same phase your entire life. You gotta grow, you gotta become uncomfortable, and most importantly, you have to learn how to not only become a family man, a businessman, but you gotta learn how to juggle all 3 of these things and still become one of the best in the world at what you're doing. Now, major key, especially for you guys doing cardio on an empty stomach, which I don't do, but I still use branched chain amino acids. So what I do is I take BCAA from Extend, but Extend has one called Ripped. So BCAA Ripped. What makes this one really good is it's loaded with CLA, which will help promote fat loss, but it also has Capsimax in it. Capsimax is shown to be the same equivalent as doing 1 mile of cardio. You can burn the same calories just drinking 1 scoop. So think about that. It's pretty nutty. Extend, Ripped. You hear a lot of people talk about, you know, hunched over, holding on, not holding on. Man, I'm not gonna get into that. Everybody starts hunched over, and as you build up tolerance, as you build up endurance, as you build up grit, you start to go from here to here to here. I mean, it's just like crawling. You don't walk before you crawl. So you're still getting the damn job done, and that's what matters most. It's important to be mindful when you're doing these steps. It's easy to go through the motions, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. But what I'm focusing on is I'm trying to squeeze and contract everywhere from my calf to my hamstring, my quad, my glute, my core. I'm trying to be very aware on every step I take, making it like a little mini leg press, I would say. Been using this brand for 15 years. Best brand on the market. 0 sugars, 0 calories, and actually really tastes good. A lot of those 0 products, they have a weird aftertaste. This has no aftertaste. It's amazing. In fact, I drink another scoop throughout the day and a gallon of water, and I sip on it throughout the day. Because water tastes yucky. BCA tastes great. Wow, now I'm starting to sweat. Whew. I already got my client Ryan checking in with me. So proud of this kid. I met him when he was like a scrawny teenager. And he's been so dedicated to following the meal plan and training. Doesn't miss a beat. 217 pounds. When I met him, he was like 150 pounds wet. Shout out Ryan. So 22 minutes in, we worked up a good sweat. I always say, and this is controversial, but this is what I believe. You know, I always believe that cardio is not an effective way to burn fat. For somebody with a goal like mine, I'm not trying to use all my gas tank on the cardio. I'm more focused on the weight training, building muscle. So in 22 minutes, we burned what? 250 calories. Whereas in an hour workout, I could burn 1,000. So cardio, for me, ineffective way to burn fat. But leading up to a contest, it does have its benefits. Number one benefit for me is the mental strength. Knowing I left no stone unturned, I showed up in the gym, I did my cardio every day, and I don't want to have any doubts when I'm on stage. So this is to keep my mind sharp. And of course, cardiovascular health, very important. It's where you'll find me all year. I'll be here all year. The goal is win the New York Pro, punch my card to the Mr. Olympia in December. I go on one vacation in May after the New York Pro, and then back to my prep. So stay lean all year, stay hard, stay dense, and stay injury free. And stay sickness free. A lot of people got sick this past year. I'm not trying to get sick again. As I get deeper into prep, instead of doing this steady pace, what I'll start to do is intervals. Intervals are a great way to increase intensity, also speeds up your heart rate, brings it down. So what I would do is 1 minute of work, 1 minute of rest. 1 minute of work, 1 minute of rest. Okay, now we cool down. And then we're off to get this six-pack abs. I'm gonna show you six-pack abs in under 10 minutes. That's a lie, but maybe 15 minutes. Wow, look at this guy's arm. Look at this guy's arm. Can we zoom? Oh my God. Woo! Damn, did you get that? I don't know if that fits in the lens. Vicky, one of the favorites on this channel. Shout out to all my fans in India. I love you guys. We're gonna get Vicky back on. I think we wanna see legs. Let me know what you wanna see Vicky and I train next. Not to mention that Vicky is our newest Cellucor athlete. So congratulations to Vicky. Welcome to the team. It's so nice to have you. And if you guys want to become an athlete, or if you're interested in learning more about training, nutrition, or just everyday lifestyle, follow the Cellucor channel right now. We release exclusive content there only, and that's a great place to see Vicky's exclusive content as well. Whew, I've never been a guy that has to do a lot of cardio. Sometimes I wouldn't even start cardio until 9 weeks out, but it's been a while since we've been on stage. I wanna make sure that I'm super conditioned. My last performance at the Arnold Classic, I wasn't as conditioned as I usually get, and that held me back. I underestimated what 2 years off felt like. I underestimated my competition, and that's why that will never happen again. I never make the same mistake twice. All right. Oh, baby. Now, my philosophy when it comes to training abs is I like to pick 3 exercises and I like to rotate them around in the circuit. No rest in between. So we do one exercise, another, 30, 40 seconds rest, and then repeat for about 5 repetitions. seconds rest. So what we did is heavy cable crunch, then we did the V-ups on the bench, and then followed by hanging leg raises, which is probably my favorite, really targets those lower abdominals. It's an exercise you see a lot of people do, but they often do it incorrectly. So when I used to do it, I used to stop short and I wouldn't crunch. But this is called a cable crunch for a reason, is because you gotta really crunch down in order to hit those abdominal muscles in a great way. I'll show you what not to do, and then I'll show you what to do. This is what you shouldn't do. Instead, you want to focus on getting those elbows all the way to the knee and really crunch down. Now when doing the V-up, it's very important that you have your butt on the edge of the seat, okay? Use your hands to assist yourself and brace yourself, but you don't want to be too far backwards. You want to be right on the edge to really focus on contracting that core. Not bad, not bad. Now, what I typically do is 3 movements of abs. I rotate them around in a circuit. And the reason I only do 3 exercises is I train abs every other day. It's one of those muscles that you can really train and train and train, and they'll still recover. And there you have it, guys. Another video. I wanted to switch it up. We didn't have a cardio and ab video in a long time, so please like, subscribe, and comment, and let me know below what you want to see next.